This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. The Orbit 2 team of flight controllers is currently on console, providing support to the Orion spacecraft and its crew. Here in about 30 minutes, the Orbit 3 team of flight This is Artemis Mission Control in Houston, Texas. The Orbit 2 team of flight controllers is currently on console, providing support to the Orion spacecraft and its crew. Here in about 30 minutes, the Orbit 3 team of flight controllers will make their way on console to complete a handover with that Orbit 2 team. And currently on your screen, you can see a live look at that Orion spacecraft. These views coming to you from the solar array wing cameras. We are currently about 8 days, 8 hours, and 24 minutes into the Artemis 2 mission, and the crew on board the Orion spacecraft is rounding out their pre-sleep period, and they will be heading to sleep in about 5 minutes from now. Once the crew wakes, it will officially mark the start of Flight Day 10, which will of course be a busy day for the crew as well as the teams on the ground as they prepare for re-entry and splashdown to round out the historic Artemis 2 mission. During re-entry and splashdown, the crew will wear their orange spacesuit called the Orion Crew Survival System, or OX suit, and this spacesuit, worn inside NASA's Orion spacecraft, helps protect the astronauts on launch day as well as in emergency situations and throughout high-risk parts of the mission near the moon and during the high-speed return to Earth. These suits are managed by a team in the OX lab here at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, and each suit is tailored to the crew member's anatomy and includes systems for air, food, water, and waste management. In the event of an emergency, the OX suits are engineered to sustain life for up to 6 days. During the Artemis 2 mission, the astronauts also practiced donning and doffing the suit in weightlessness as part of a developmental flight test objective. Let's go ahead and take a moment to learn more about these suits.
The Artemis 2 mission will be a 10-day mission to the moon and back. The purpose of this mission is primarily to test out the Orion spacecraft for the future missions where we will go and land on the lunar surface. One of the fun things that we will actually be doing is donning the suits while we're in microgravity and actually experiencing them in the true pressurized weightless environment in the vehicle. I'm Dustin Gomert. I'm the Orion Crew Survival System Manager, NASA Johnson Space Center, and this is how you dress for space. The team here at Johnson Space Center in the Orion Crew Survival Systems Lab does pretty much everything involved with processing the suits, designing the suits, qualifying them for the Orion mission. The Orion Crew Survival System, OCSS or OX, is the suit designed to keep the crew safe in an atmosphere, personal atmosphere around their body for launch, entry, landing, but also for long duration events in case there was an emergency on the way to the moon. There's several unique parameters that have to be designed in such a suit, such as how much pressure it can hold, the duration it can hold the pressure for, the amount of leakage that comes out of the suit, all the physiological functions. Each suit that the crew wears is custom built for their unique anatomy. It's your personal environment, it's a personal pressure vessel. It's, in the simplest terms, a body-shaped balloon. Each fit check, the crew gets practice donning and doffing the suit to understand how to rapidly get the suit on in the event of an emergency. The suit is put on very much like any other garment. Instead of the zipper being in the front, it's in the back though. The pants are put on very much just like any pair of pants, and then you would climb into the suit and stand up. Your head will come through the neck ring, and the suit is effectively donned. Generally, you get a buddy to help you zip it up from behind, and then you can don your gloves, your helmet, and at that point, you're effectively sealed inside the suit. You may think you recognize the suit that we're designing from its heritage in the shuttle program. There is very much similarities between this suit and that flown in the shuttle, the Advanced Crew Escape suit. The OX suit, however, is very specifically designed for its unique mission. And this unique mission is long-duration survival in the space capsule environment. In this context, if you're circling the moon or in transit to the moon and have to do a spin around to come back, it could take up to 6 days to return home. In this case, the suit has to be designed perfect to the occupant wearing it. The person is provided with all the necessities to support life for that duration, including food, drink, air, and bodily waste management as well. The orange layer is actually Nomex, and the Nomex is designed to keep the crew safe in case of a contingency heat or flashover event. The orange, in particular, is chosen because the capsule lands at sea, so international orange is very, very visible for maritime recovery. The blue V that runs down the chest of the suit is part of the torso harness that's sewn underneath the cover layer. Each of those is designed for reflectivity. Should crew come in, shine a light on them, instantly they know where to grab and how to save the crew. Working here on these suits is an absolute privilege. The weight of it is also incredible in knowing the ultimate responsibility that you and the team share. That crew is the number one priority. It's kind of overwhelming in a sense. It's exciting in a sense. It's awe-inspiring in every possible way. I have a feeling when the day comes, the crew is up there and everything's safe, there's going to be a massive sigh, a massive sense of just joy that we all feel. We're all looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing.
Mission Control in Houston, Texas. Again, you are seeing a live view of that Orion spacecraft as it continues its journey back home to planet Earth. That splashdown is targeted off the coast of San Diego, California later today around 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 8:07 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, ahead of that entry and splashdown, the crew will complete some final cabin configurations. These final cabin configurations will take place following the third and final return trajectory correction burn, or the RTC-3 burn. This burn is scheduled to take place in about 11 hours and 47 minutes from now, and it will be the third and final trajectory correction burn to further fine-tune the Orion spacecraft's path as it continues its journey back here to Earth. And then following that trajectory correction burn, the crew will step into some final cabin configuration where they will continue to configure the cabin of the Orion spacecraft for entry, and that will include stowing their portable computing devices, which are basically those tablets that they are able to reference various procedures as well as their timeline for the day, and also transfer some data to and from the ground. They will also continue taking down some of the locker and cargo nets and finalize the seat installation and adjustments, and they will also be stowing their food warmer during those cabin configurations. Following that cabin configuration, the crew will then move into what is known as their entry checklist. And during this time is when they will make their final entry preparations, and it is also when they will don those orange Orion Crew Survival System suits and begin fluid loading. And typically this entry checklist begins to take place around 3 hours prior to entry interface. Again, you are continuing to see live views from that Orion spacecraft as it makes its way back home to Earth. The Orbit 2 team of flight controllers here in Mission Control Houston is wrapping up their shift. It will be the final shift for the Orbit 2 team. The Orbit 3 team will be coming on console shortly. And then taking over from the Orbit 3 team at the end of their final shift will be the entry flight control team. And that entry team is led by Flight Director Rick Henvling.